Sabaha everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Mi Box. It's a 4K Android set-top box that was released by Xiaomi in the US here on the 7th of October, and it's really trying to do pretty much everything the Chromecast Ultra is going to do once it's released. Also, this is the nice evolution, or actually everything we wanted the Nexus Player from Google to do, since it's no longer being supported, or at least we're not going to see any more evolutions from it. The Mi Box is promising a lot of things for us to be able to enjoy 4K content on our TVs. Let's go ahead and check it out. Here's the box. Just want to mention a couple of things. A, this does support the Google Cast functionality, which means you can cast to it like a Chromecast. Anywhere on your device, you just select the casting and select the Mi Box. It is Android TV. It's running Android 6.0, and we'll get a chance to check that out. It has $76 worth of offers right out of the box, and these are the different services that you'll be able to get some of these benefits on, and the information's inside. Of course, it's 4K capable. It's called the Mi Box 4K Ultra HD Set-Top Box. It says basically pretty much 3 steps. Connected via HDMI, connected to the Wi-Fi, and you're pretty much ready to go, and that's pretty much there. There's no setup process as you're turning it on. You actually don't even have to set it up unless you want to add your own account to it. And on the back, it just gives us a little bit more information here. It just says we have 2.0 plus digital output, Google Cast, Google's voice search. It's a quad-core CPU, 3+2 GPU, so it's supposed to be able to handle a lot of our good games there, and we'll test out a couple. 4K Ultra HD plus HDR. Let's go ahead and open it up. Very nice, very easy. Mi Box, some FCC information, and just says, of course, made in China. And all we have is a Mi logo, and we have the IR receiver at the bottom here. I'm assuming this is basically where we have to point our remote. On the back, we have audio output, HDMI. It does carry audio over HDMI, so if you're using that protocol. We have a USB, a full-size USB port on the back, as well as the power connector. I've seen some other boxes where they're mostly supporting either SD card or micro SD. It's very nice to be able to see here that we can actually connect an entire hub. Right out of the box here, we'll see that we have some information pamphlet, and this is the Mi Box. These are the coupon and information. You have different special offers from different providers. In the box, we have a free HDMI cable, which looks to be probably just like a regular 2 feet or almost 3 feet cable. We have a power brick, that US style, so this definitely will work here for us. The remote is very nice, full size, and it does have batteries. The Nexus Player is the last version of the player that Google put out, and it does have some similarities to the Mi Box, and we'll go ahead and check them out. A little bit as far as size, we are definitely looking at a much smaller size. The Nexus Player is much thicker and stands up much higher, as the Mi Box is very small, very low profile, and has somewhat of a slant kind of to it. So it will definitely fit in any design that you have, and it does have the non-slip ring at the bottom. And similarly, we have the same non-slip material here on the bottom of the Nexus Player with the included button for setting up the remote. On the back, as far as ports, hopefully you can see this, we have the HDMI port, no 4K support here, only 1080p. A micro USB connector to connect an OTG connector to be able to connect, let's say, a thumb drive or something, but you cannot connect a full-size USB, and of course, power. Those are the only ports that we have on there. And of course, we have the IR somewhere in the front, but we don't really get a chance to see it. From aesthetics, at least, size, I definitely am liking the Mi Box right now. Definitely smaller, more capable, more ports in the back. We have full-size audio out, as well as full-size USB. The Mi Box remote with the Nexus remote, you'll notice the Mi Box is a little bit bigger. They did decide to go with a slightly bigger design. A little thinner on the design, where here we have a little bit thicker on the Nexus Player. We have volume up, volume down, where we don't have any volume control here. Back, home, and microphone. We have back, play and pause, and microphone on the top, and we both have the clicking option. Unfortunately, what we don't have here on the Nexus Player is the ability to turn it off, which is something that frustrated me. You can either basically leave it on, go to standby, or you can basically just wait for it to go to sleep. I connected the box to the monitor behind me, and right off the bat, if you've used an Android TV box before, you'll know there's a recommendation tab on the top, which essentially is just an aggregate of recommendations based on your previous watch history. Then you go into the Mi recommended specific, which are installed applications by Xiaomi directly on the box. Now, these correspond to the offers that were on the box that I mentioned to you guys. There's about $76 worth of offers. So each one of these venues or each one of these applications will give you a special deal. You definitely need to kind of like get a free movie from Vudu, and I think a free month or so from Netflix. One of the ones that are very, very nice is Pluto TV, which is a live TV streaming service. It gives you the ability of watching somewhat of a live stream of different channels. Clicking next, and then you'll notice that it kind of starts off by itself. So you can change channels by going this way. We can go back, and then it has like a different guide, and you can actually go through and select different channels. Going back home, we can go one more down. I have installed a couple of games. I have Asphalt 8 and Dead Effect 2. We have Google Play, movies and TV here, music, YouTube, live channel, which takes us back to Pluto, Google Play Store, of course, games. I did install Kodi, MX Player, and ES File Explorer, and I'll explain to you in a second why I did that. Let's go down real quick into the settings. We have Wi-Fi, display, and this is where you're able to basically set the resolution, and we are set to be at 4K, 2K at 30 Hertz, and that's the maximum we can go. We have HDR, and then of course Daydream, Google Cast setup, sound. We do have sound on our remote, so we have the ability of controlling volume up and volume down. Applications, storage, and reset. The reason I wanted to show you guys storage and reset, I do have a Corsair thumb drive, full-size thumb drive plugged into the back of the device, and I have, of course, internal device memory. It says 5.1 gigabytes of available space. Unfortunately, after I installed those 2 games and a couple of other things, I only have 860 megabytes left. So definitely not going to be the one that you're going to be storing and installing all your apps on, so be selective when you install it. I think as we only have 8 gigs of internal storage. The box name is Mi Box 3, which essentially is what we have now. And then if we scroll all the way down, we do have Android 6.0.1, and this is Android Marshmallow. You do have a power button on the remote, and you can set the definition for it, what it does. Right now I left it on suspend and resume, or I can set it up to be shut down. This is essentially if you just tap it real quick, not if you press and hold. And then of course home screen, search, and this is where you'd be able to organize it. Voice search, accessibility, so on. We do have Bluetooth. Xiaomi remote is paired by Bluetooth. And then of course we have the Game Sir controller that I have to be able to demo out some of these games. Now let's go ahead and start engaging these monsters. So overall, the actual system runs pretty good. The reason why I told you guys before that I did install Kodi has always been my favorite actual UI. So we can definitely install this, set it up, use it as a Kodi, just a normal streaming box. You can go to video, pictures, set it up. This isn't a review of Kodi, so if you guys want that, let me know in the comments and we can do a separate video for that part. Other than that, I did install a couple of other applications, MX Player to be able to play video files. And essentially the main benefit of having an MX Player or any kind of video player is the ability to play back content off your device. Now this happens to be 4K video. Again, this was featured in my water test of the Xiaomi Mi camera. Last but not least, I did install ES File Explorer, and that's because I want to be able to install side-loading APKs to my device. So if I scroll down here, well, let's go up real quick. Here's my my thumb drive, and if I scroll down, I can actually directly install the Amazon App Store APK because I cannot download this and install it directly from the Play Store. You can download things straight from the Play Store to the device, so installing it from the Play Store, just select the Mi Box 3 to download to it, like the ES File Explorer as well as MX Player and Kodi. I was able to download those straight off of the Play Store, and they downloaded directly here. Not using this one, but the one on my PC, and I sent things to it. Last thing I wanted to show you guys real quick is a quick YouTube 4K playback on this actual box. I'm going to use the remote that's on here. 4K video. Recognizes the audio, brings it down. I'm going to go ahead and play it back. Now, I want to make sure that what you guys are aware of when you're playing 4K content on this, it is going to draw a lot of data on your data plan. If you don't have 4K or high-speed internet at home, and when I say high-speed, I'm talking about the highest package you can get, you're going to get a lot of stuttering, a lot of hiccups as far as the playback. And right now, I'm actually running this off of my mobile device just to show you guys how good the connection has to be for it to be able to run correctly. I tested it out with my home network, and it actually stutters 90% of the time, and it does actually end up playing back, but please be aware that when you want to play 4K content, you're going to need to have a very fast network connection. And within YouTube, you just go under quality, and you break it down to 2160p, and that's your 4K content right there. Or you can go, of course, to 1440 if you'd like. You still get a really good crisp picture. This is the 4K monitor. This is running at 4K at 30 Hertz. You can control the volume, of course. As you guys saw, the Mi box has a lot of things going for it. One of the main things that I definitely like about it is the fact that it's a 4K compact box. It's smaller than the Nexus Player and it has more functionalities that just basically, if you're taking the Chromecast Ultra and looking at what it can do, it just streams off your device. But this can do that with so much more functionality when you can actually use the remote for it. You can play games on it. You can run it as its own system. You can install Kodi on it. You can customize it. You can sideload applications. A whole bunch of different things you could do. Now, as far as the pluses and minuses on this, I'm going to go ahead and go through with the pluses, of course, first. Definitely very nice 4K compact size, remote control, volume on the remote control, and power on the remote control. Those are two features that I really it drove me crazy when I was using the Nexus Player. And that's one thing that I'm not sure is why Google provided us without an option to be able to at least shut the box down or put it in suspend mode, as opposed to just letting it run in daydream mode all the time. As far as the not so good or not so kind of compatible things, the streaming on the 4K when you're running it as a Chromecast, it has a little bit of a stutter when it first starts up, and you have to kind of get through that, and that's kind of a limitation that I hope they can fix with software. It is running Android 6.0, not Android 7.0 like the Nexus Player, but really with the UI that's built on top of it, you wouldn't even know it unless I told you that it was running Android 6.0, because the UI really aesthetically looks exactly the same as Android 7.0 on the Nexus Player. If you'd like to see a comparison between the Mi box and the Nexus Player head-to-head, I'd love to be able to do that for you guys. Let me know in the comments. Again, the Nexus Player is limited to 1080p, so I'd have to limit this to 1080p to be able to compare, do apples to apples. Again, just let me know in the comments. The last thing I want to mention to you guys is, of course, here we have 4K content playback, but it also is limited to 8 gigabytes of internal storage. 5.1 of those are available for you. So think of it the fact that it's very limited in space, so you probably want to have a thumb drive or some kind of an external drive loading all your content on it, videos and all of that stuff. And it does stream very good out of the USB port, and you do get a full-size USB in the back. Other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you thought about the Xiaomi box or the 4K box? It is currently available from Walmart. This is where I picked it up, and I'm going to try to give you guys the most recent links in the description below to get the best price. It was running about $69, but had $76 worth of offers. So at the end of the day, you definitely got a better deal getting this box, and I think it's a much better experience as far as just enjoying content and upgrading your TV to be a real, smart TV. As usual, thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.